Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to be reviewing and talking about Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 10, part 5 of Into the Fire, and this is also volume 3 written by Greg Pak. So it's set between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and Palpatine has been punishing Vader all through this arc, leaving him for dead on Mustafar. Then he was getting hunted by Ochi of Bestoon, and well, Ochi of Bestoon now is in cahoots with Vader, and Vader uses Ochi of Bestoon to crack the Wayfinder, and they find their way through this mist to Exegol. But before they get there, they are approached by this gigantic creature that might look familiar to you for those that have watched Solo Star Wars Story. And this is a subspecies of the Suma Verminoth. I think that's how you pronounce it. Apparently, it's this big celestial creature with this Cthulhu-looking appearance, and it is what is standing in that red mist that we see in Rise of Skywalker that separates, the rest of the galaxy from this planet Exegol, which is known for Sith lore and whatnot. So yeah, we have this big action sequence in this issue. It really focuses a lot on this telepathic creature. It's able to send telepathic signals to Ochi through Vader, and Vader has this crazy psychedelic freak out thing where he's actually seeing himself getting killed by his son in an alternate reality, but at the time he thinks that it's foreshadowing to his own death. So there we go, we get more building into Vader's persona of what he's thinking going into Return of the Jedi. And they finally get down to Exegol, and that creature follows them there, and next thing you know, Vader actually uses the Force, which he was told not to by Palpatine. He used the Force. Everything leads to anger. Anger leads to power, and he brings down the Suma Verminoth. And I love how they show him in perspective, like he's the size of an ant compared to this thing, but he uses the power of the Force to just bring this gigantic creature down to the ground, walks over him, and there we see some sort of monument on Exegol. So whether or not this is what becomes that huge building that we see Kylo Ren go into in The Rise of Skywalker along with Rey, that has yet to be seen, but it is still cool nonetheless to see Vader walking on those same grounds that his grandson eventually did. There was also a moment in here where the TIE fighters and the Star Destroyers are under the control of an Administrator Sly Moore. Yes, Sly Moore, that character that is always at the side of Palpatine in the prequel trilogy, is now an administrator for the Imperials. And this character, I'm assuming, is Sly Moore. It's an Imbaran, it looks like it's female, is in control of like 3 Star Destroyers, and they're throwing every TIE fighter at Vader as possible. And Vader eventually even comes down to the conclusion that sometimes it's necessary to run, because when you're outnumbered 1 to 1,000, eventually, I hate to say it, but you're gonna die. And Ochi Bestoon was very happy with that decision, and that's when they had to go back to assuming the Verminoth, and there was only one way through, and that was to take that thing head on. So that was the issue in a nutshell. I'm very bummed that we have to wait about 2 months to get that last part of the story, which I assume is the last part of this arc, where we get to see Vader actually exploring Exegol. Will he find out what Palpatine is up to? Will he find out all these experiments that are going on? And will Palpatine actually confront him in this place? That's going to be super fascinating, and this arc continues to deliver. This specific issue wasn't the best, it wasn't my favorite, but it had to be there to kind of set the tone piece to see how we get to Exegol itself. So again, tying in things like Solo: A Star Wars Story with the Suma Verminoth, tying in things obviously like The Rise of Skywalker with Exegol. Greg Pak is really just hitting this one out of the park, and I can't wait to see more. So what'd you guys think of Darth Vader issue number 10? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, I have been talking a heck of a lot of the High Republic, which I'm happy to see has been hitting the New York Times bestseller list with every single one of its books so far, and it's doing very well for the comics as well from what I've heard. So let's talk about the High Republic and anything else Star Wars, and basically anything science fiction and fantasy in general in the comment section down below. For more on all of that, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so that way you can keep up to the speed with all of my videos. That is going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.